Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Sun Devil Learning Labs. This episode today is kindergarten math. My name is Miss Kopp. I will be your teacher for today. Today we're going to talk about math foundations. That means, what are the skills that you need to know as kindergartners to become really great students? Do you know your numbers? Can we count? Do we know our shapes? Do we know our colors? So those are all things that we are going to be working on today and the rest of this program. So keep on tuning in to the rest of our episodes as well. Today is week 6, day 1 of this Sun Devil Learning Labs programming. As I said, my name is Miss Kopp, that's K-O-P-P, that's me. So I will be teaching you guys today. Let's get into it. Let's see what we're going to do. So our agenda for today is over here on the left in this green box. Today we're going to do a little bit of number work. We're going to work on our grip. We're going to do a read aloud today of Planting Seeds, a really great book about how plants grow. And then we're going to do a little game about seeds and shoots. So a little bit more about plants today as well. Actually, this whole week, all of our books and activities are going to be plant themed. So if you really love plants, keep on tuning in to this week 6 programming. We're going to have, like I said, all kinds of different plant-themed games and books and activities to do. And then I'll give you guys a little bit of work to practice at home if you want to work on some math skills at home as well. So your materials for today over here in the yellow box, this is what you will need only if you want to practice writing our number of the day. So our number of the day today is going to be 6. Our number today is 6. So we're going to practice writing that number, writing the number 6. So if you want to practice writing the number 6, the materials you will need is something to write with, maybe a crayon, a pencil, a marker, anything you have to write with. Then you'll need something to write on, probably a piece of paper, but you can also use a whiteboard or cardboard, anything you have available to you. And then the last thing you'll need is something. I like to hang my paper when I'm writing so that we write vertically, up and down vertically, instead of how we normally write horizontally when it's flat on a table. So if you want to hang your paper to write vertically like me, you'll need something like tape or a thumbtack, something to hang that piece of paper on your wall. So those are your materials for today. Then we have our standards. This just means, what do the people in charge think that you guys as kindergartners need to know to become great students like we talked about. So really we're just working on, do we know our numbers? Can we count? And today we're going to look at comparing things, saying what's the same about these two things? What's different about these two things? So that's a little sneak peek, a little preview at what we're going to work on today. So as always, we have our little warm up here. This is our number line. We're going to use number lines a lot in kindergarten, so I want you guys to get familiar with them now. Your number line, we read it just like how you read a book. You read it starting on the left and moving over to the right. So I labeled it for us and gave us a big arrow up here at the top of our screen, so we remember we start at the left and we read to the right. So let's take a moment and read the number line together. If you know how to count from 0 to 10, go ahead and count with me. If you don't know how to count yet, that's totally fine. You can rewind this video and watch a few times and see if you can catch on listening, or just keep on tuning into our episodes and you'll definitely learn it very soon. So let's start with our first number, which is 0, over here on the very far left. And we're going to read our way over to the right. So let's begin. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's our number line. It helps us see our numbers instead of just counting our numbers in our head and trying to think about numbers in our head. This number line helps us to see all the numbers that we're talking about. So for example, our number of the day today is 6. We can see our number is kind of in the middle here. It's not the smallest number, it's not the biggest number, it's somewhere in the middle. So let's look at that number 6. Our number of the day today is 6. Here's a big giant 6 so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is the number 6. So today we're going to practice writing the number 6. Like I talked about, now is the time that if you have those materials, a piece of paper, something to write with, maybe a crayon, maybe a marker, whatever you have. I'm using these little colored pens. I'm not in my classroom right now, I'm at home. So I don't have any of my crayons or my markers. I just have these cool little colored pens that I'm using. So whatever you have available to write with is perfect. So since we're going to be writing, I want to talk about our tripod grip. Now, if you've been watching our episodes, you're probably getting pretty familiar with this, and that's great because this is really important. This is how you hold, using your fingers, how you hold what you're going to write with. So maybe it's a crayon, maybe it's a marker, maybe it's a pen like mine. So today we're going to talk about it a little bit. I always like to do a little finger warm up for us, get our hands moving, our hands thinking about how we're going to use our fingers. So to warm up, all you have to do is touch the tip of each finger to your thumb, one at a time. So it looks like this: your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger. And you just do that over and over again. You can try to go a little faster if you want it a little harder. You can try to go backwards and start at your pinky, then your ring, then your middle, then your pointer. Maybe you want to do it with both hands at the same time. So that is our little finger warm up. If you want to do that for a little while longer, pause the video here. You can totally take a minute and get your hands nice and warmed up, thinking about how are we going to hold what we are writing with. So now, once you have your hands all warmed up, let's talk about how are we going to actually hold what we're using. What we're going to do, hold your hand up and spread your fingers out. We're going to use our pointer finger and our thumb. Pointer finger and our thumb, and we're going to pinch, just like that. Pinch the bottom end of whatever you're using to write. So I'm using this green pen, so I'm going to take my pointer finger and my thumb and pinch the bottom of that pen. Then I'm going to take my middle finger and let my pen rest on top. You see, here's my middle finger. I'm going to slide it right underneath the marker. So when you're done, you only have 3 fingers actually touching what you're writing with. 1, 2, 3. So that is how your tripod grip should look. This is how we're going to hold our marker, our crayon, while we're writing our number. This is how we'll hold it. So I have some directions on my screen here. Let me get it pulled up for you guys of how to actually write the number 6. So if you got some tape and some paper out to hang that paper up vertically to draw on, now is the time to do that. I'm going to just grab a little piece of tape. You don't need a lot, just a tiny little piece. And I'm going to try to hang my paper up. There we go. So to make a 6, I have a little rhyme here in this yellow square, a rhyme to help us remember. How do we write the number 6? The rhyme goes, make a curve, then a loop. There are no tricks to make a 6. So if you look at this big picture of the 6 over here, if we follow a rhyme, it says make a curve. So that's this big curve right here. Make a curve, then make a loop. There are no tricks to make a 6. So that's our big curve, then a little loop. So let's try making that on our own. If you have your crayons or your paper, go ahead and take that out right now. We are going to make a 6. So first a curve, then a loop. So I want my paper to be as close as it can be for you guys. So you start at the top, the very top of where you're going to be writing. We're going to make a curve. You're going to move to the left, to the left. So make a curve. Here's my curve. That's my first step. Make a curve, curve, and then make a loop. A loop is like a little circle. Make a loop. You see my loop? Make a loop. There are no tricks to make a 6. So let's try it again. You make a curve, start at the top and move left. Make a curve. That's your curve, just that first big half of the circle. Make a curve, then make a loop. Make a curve, then make a loop. There are no tricks to make a 6. There you have it. So if you want to take a little bit more time to practice writing the number 6, go ahead and pause the video on this screen right here so that you can see the directions and the arrow and the rhyme for how to write the 6. So go ahead, like I said, pause the video here if you want a little more practice. If you feel like you've had enough practice for today with writing the letter 6, then we are going to move on to different ways to look at the number 6. So in the middle here, this is what our number 6, this is how we were looking at it before. This is called a numeral. That means what does the number look like? This is how we usually write it. If we wanted to write the word 6, if we wanted to use the letters that make the sounds 6, we would write it like this. It says S, I, X, 6. That's how we write the word 6. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sometimes when I'm talking and teaching and talking so much for so long, my throat gets really dry. So I keep a big bottle of water next to me to drink on, to sip all the time. So I recommend if you're ever watching my lessons, have a glass of water next to you. And if you see me taking a drink, you should take a drink of water too, because water is really, really healthy, really, really good for your body. And it keeps your body healthy and running right. So grab a glass of water if you don't have one already and just take a sip whenever I take a sip of mine. So we were talking about different ways to look at 6. So over in the left corner here, you can see this is our 10 chart. We talk about our 10 chart all the time in kindergarten. It's really helpful to help us see what 10 things would look like. So this is how we show 6 on a tens chart. We filled in 6 of the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down here we have tallies. We talked about how tallies, we use them to keep track of something that's happening pretty quickly. So here are 6 tallies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And over here on the right side, we have 6 popsicles, and they look really, really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can pause the video here if you would like to take a moment to look at all the different ways that we can see the number 6. There's a lot of different ways that we use numbers, right? So this is just a few of them. So now we are done with our number of the day. We're going to move on to our read aloud. Like I said, all of our books this week are going to be plant themed. We have a plant theme going this week, so that's why I brought out my plants to put in my little setup here. So planting seeds, that's our story we're going to be reading today. This is the cover of our book. You can see somebody is planting a seed right now. That's a little seed, and they're going to be putting it into the dirt, into the ground. So our book today is written, our author who wrote the book is Catherine Clay. So thank you, Catherine, for writing this great book for us. Spring is here. Cold winter weather ends. It's time to plant seeds. So this picture here is of a farm. It's of a big field on a farm. A farm is, go ahead and say it out loud if you know what a farm is. A farm is a place where we grow things to eat. So this is a big field. You can see these tractors. These tractors are getting the field ready to have seeds planted in the dirt so that they can grow big green vegetables, just like the fields back here. From seed to plant. Seeds need rain and sun. Spring storms water the seeds. So spring, that's a season, right? We have spring, summer, fall, and winter. Spring is when it's starting to get warm again, right? Winter is gone and spring has come. So there's spring rain, spring storms. They bring a lot of rain, which gives the seeds the water they need to grow. So spring is a great time for plants. That's why so many plants start to grow in the spring and not in the winter. Seeds crack open and roots push down. So these are all different pictures of what seeds can look like. So these are 5 different kinds of seeds, and you can see when a seed starts to grow, it starts to grow these like long, they look like tentacles almost, like an octopus arm. They're actually called roots. They grow into the ground and help give the seeds the food it needs, the nutrients it needs to grow into big plants. So these are called roots. Seeds push up from the soil. They are called shoots. So remember, our game that we're going to play after reading this book is called Seeds and Shoots. So we're going to be talking about seeds like this that are able to, they get the water and the sun that they need, and they grow into shoots, where they grow out of the ground. The seeds are actually underneath the ground, and the shoots grow out above the ground. Those are shoots. These are all different pictures of shoots. Green leaves grow and small buds form. Then the flowers bloom. So first these big green leaves grow, then these little small buds grow, and that's where the flowers bloom from, these small yellow buds. Who plants seeds? A farmer plants seeds. Corn grows tall in fields. So like we talked about, they're using these tractors to help, they make holes in the ground, and then they put the seeds in those holes. So these are really, really fancy machines that are able to help these farmers a lot by digging a ton of holes at one time and planting seeds in each of those holes as it goes. So this tractor is doing a lot of work. And those seeds, when they get sunshine and water, they grow into this tall, big corn, like you can see in this picture down in the corner. So that is what we want to happen when we plant seeds. We want them to grow into those big green plants. A gardener plants seeds. She grows food in her backyard. So you can see her house over there. She's planting her own seeds in her own backyard. So she doesn't have a big tractor doing it for her. She's using her hands to do it. And you can see her tools over here. She's got a little shovel. She's got like a little rake that she uses to make the lines in the ground of where she's going to plant. So she's doing it in her own backyard. You could do that in your own backyard as well. Miss Rosa's class plants seeds. They grow grass. So sometimes we grow things that we want to eat, and sometimes there are plants that we don't want to eat. So grass, we usually don't eat, but there's a lot of animals that eat grass, so it's still really important. So you can see Miss Rosa here, her and her class, they must have planted these seeds into dirt and into water, and it grew these big, big green pieces of grass. Luis and his dad plant seeds. They grow flowers. What seeds will you plant? What seeds would you want to plant? If you could plant any seed and grow any plant in your backyard, what plant would you want it to be? Go ahead and pause the video and talk about it for a second. If you have someone to talk about it with, what plants would you plant and why? It looks like they're growing flowers. They've got a couple different kinds of flowers and they're moving it into another pot. That's beautiful. I think I would plant as many different flowers as I could and see all the colors that I could get in my garden. So now we're going to play our game called Seeds and Shoots. So seeds and shoots, first we're going to count the number of seeds that we plant. Then we're going to give it a little bit of water, and we're going to see how many shoots grow out of those seeds. We'll see if all the seeds are able to grow, or maybe only some of the seeds grow, or maybe none of the seeds grow. I don't know. So let's start by seeing how many seeds are we planting in the first place. So go ahead and pause the video here and count how many seeds you see on the screen. How many seeds do you see on the screen? I'm going to count them out loud and see how many seeds I find. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 seeds that I am going to be planting in this square plot. 8 seeds. So now, like you saw, let's give them a little bit of water. We know water is really important. They'll get some sunshine from being outside. I wonder how many of our seeds were able to grow and grow into shoots. Let's count how many shoots do we have. Go ahead and pause the video here and count how many of these green shoots do you see on your screen. How many? You can use your fingers to help you count if you need to keep track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you can count in your head if you're able to keep track. I'm going to count on my computer screen. We'll circle them as we go. Let's see how many are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So we have 7 shoots. 7 seeds were able to grow and sprout out shoots out into the ground. So let's compare. Let's look at the two. Are they the same? Are they different? Is one more? Is one less? So we know we planted 8 seeds, right? There are 8 seeds in this plot. But we also know 7 shoots grew. 7 shoots grew from those seeds. So are there more shoots than there are seeds? Are there the same number of these green shoots as there are of seeds? Or are there less green shoots than there are these red seeds? Go ahead and pause the video. What do you think? Say it out loud. Talk about it with somebody. Were all the seeds able to grow and sprout shoots? Or did only some of the seeds grow and sprout shoots? I think only some of the seeds grew into shoots, right? Because 8 is more than 7. If we're counting, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 shoots, but there are 8 seeds. So we know 8 is 1 more than 7. 7, 8. So one of our seeds did not sprout and grow into a shoot. Maybe it just didn't get enough water. Maybe it didn't get enough light. I don't know. So I planted another batch of seeds. Let's see how many seeds are planted in this box. Go ahead and pause the video and count. Remember, you can count on your hands, on your fingers if you need to. How many seeds are in this box? I'm going to count them and circle them as I go. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this box has 5 seeds in it. 5 seeds in this box. Let's give those seeds some water. Let's give those seeds some sunshine. And let's see, how many shoots did those seeds grow into? How many of those seeds got enough water and sunshine that they grew into shoots? Let's count. How many shoots are on this picture or in this square? Go ahead and pause the video to count these green shoots. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 green shoots in this box. So what does that mean? If we planted 5 seeds, but there only grew to be 4 shoots, What does that mean? Go ahead and pause the video. What does that mean? What happened? We planted 5, but we only got 4 shoots. Well, the seed probably didn't get enough water or get enough sunshine. That's its food, the water and the sunshine. So it didn't get what it needed to grow big and strong into a shoot. So that's why there's 1 less, right? We know there's 4 shoots, but there's 5 seeds. So there's 1 less shoot than there are seeds. So that was our little counting game for today, our seeds and our shoots. Come back in our other episodes to see what those shoots grow into. We'll see what happens with all of our plant activities this week. So now, as always, I have some practice at home for you guys, different activities you can do to practice your counting and seeing numbers in different ways. So this first one is a counting game using your hands. You can play it with just one person or multiple people. So one person will pick a number, and each player needs to show that number on their hands as fast as they can. So, and then try to show the number a different way. So let me show you an example. If I picked the number 3, how could I show the number 3 on my fingers? How could I show the number 3 on my fingers? Well, I could show 1, 2, 3, or I could show 1, 2, 3, or I could show 1, 2, 3. So there's all kinds of different ways you can show the number 3 on your fingers, right? All kinds of different combinations of fingers you can use to show the number 3. So that's the game. One person picks a number, and everyone tries to show that number a different way on their hands. So one more example. If I said the number 4, I could show 4 like this. I could show 4 like this. I could show 4 like this. Right? So it's a fun way to get creative and think about numbers. How can I show that number on my hand in a way different than the person that's next to me? So that's our first activity. Our next activity is one that you can screenshot and print out. If you are able to print it, and then you can write on it and draw on it, or you can just do the activity on the screen as well. So this one is about counting and sorting at the same time. So to do this one, you match the groups that have the same number. So count the number of items in each box and match it to another box that has the same number of items. So like I said, you can print this out so that you can draw the lines to connect, or you can maybe just pause the video here and you can use your finger. Don't actually touch your computer screen because we don't want to hurt the computers, but just hover over your computer screen with your finger and you can connect the different boxes that maybe have the same number of items. So those are our 2 activities for practice at home. Feel free to screenshot this page as well if you want those instructions. And then the instructions to screenshot are right here if you have a Mac or a Windows, or you can just Google the instructions if you're not sure for your specific device. So those are our activities for practice at home. I hope you get a chance to use them before you tune back in to see another one of our episodes. If you're looking for, like I said, more plant activities and read-alongs, we're going to have those all week long during this week 6 of Math Foundations programming. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this lesson. Again, this has been Sun Devil Learning Labs Kindergarten Math, and my name is Miss Kopp. I will be teaching the rest of this week, so if you like what you saw, tune back in, and we'll see you then. Stay safe until I see you next.